Hi everyone, so today we're going to be taking a look at Glensounds D8 and R8, and these are network audio intercom key panels. Our entire Beatrice range of network audio intercoms all use the reliable, robust and of course hugely popular Dante network audio protocol for their audio over IP transport. And this makes them fully compatible with a huge range of audio equipment designed and made by ourselves as well as other manufacturers too. The fact that they're Dante network audio devices means they're also AES 67 compliant. So these lovely units over here are of course the R8 and the D8. This one is the D8, which is a desktop key panel, whilst this one is the R8, which is a 1RU rack mount key panel. For both units, the number 8 in the product's name means that there are 8 talkback keys. Now these two units are very similar in functionality, with the R8 having just a few extra features which I'll highlight later. We'll start off by taking a look at the features that are universal for both the R8 and the D8 though. First we'll look at the microphone input, of which there are actually 2 inputs available. Here on the front panel is a built-in microphone, which is perfectly usable for general purpose operations and provides a clear, intelligible voice circuit. Next to the front panel microphone is a balanced XLR input, and this can have a gooseneck or headset attached to it depending on your preference. This little switch down here selects which of the 2 mic inputs is to be used, and these gain controls allow you to set the levels of each of the microphones independently. 12-volt phantom power can be turned on or off as required for the XLR input. The microphone inputs are used for sending talkback audio to the AOIP network. Now over here we have a headphone output, front panel loudspeaker and volume control for monitoring incoming talkback audio received from the network. The loudspeaker drive units differ between the R8 and D8, but both are driven from an internal DSP with a set of filters designed to provide optimum intelligible speech output from them. Now if you plug in some headphones, then these will automatically cut to the loudspeaker output. These channel mon buttons are used to actually route the incoming talkback audio to the loudspeaker or headphones. There's one mon switch for each of the 8 incoming talkback circuits. Just pressing them allows a channel to be added to them for the monitoring mix. However, pressing and holding a mon button will solo that input whilst the switch is being held. We've provided presence indicators to help differentiate which incoming audio circuit is currently active. These light up when an incoming audio circuit reaches a predetermined level, and they'll stay illuminated for a few seconds after the incoming audio ceases. These are going to make it really intuitive for an operator to know which talkback circuit they need to communicate with. Over here, these 8 square buttons route the microphone's output to the associated talkback outputs. The buttons by default work as intelligent lever key, whereby a tap turns them on or off, and a push and hold will make them act momentarily. If you need to regularly talk to a group of outputs, then the group key here allows easy setting up of groups with a single button to talk. A speak to all key is also provided. Within the Beatrice range, we've also provided a calling system. Now, if you don't want to use this feature, it can be disabled, but it can be a very useful feature for theatres and environments where it can be used for many different purposes. To make a call from the D8 and R8, then you just double tap a square talk button, which then sends an in-band 20 kHz audio signal to the remote end. If a call is received by the D8 or R8, then a number of things can happen. Firstly, the channel that has been called's presence light will flash to indicate an incoming audio call. Also, if enabled, a chime will be heard from the loudspeaker and headphones. Also on the R8, an external GPO is provided for each of the 8 incoming call circuits. This front panel rotary encoder and meter are used to provide some simple setup features of the units. During normal use, the LEDs will work as ppm to indicate the selected microphone's output level. The encoder can be used to set up the channel's input gain and also a channel's output gain. The encoder is also used to set the call chime level and the side tone level, and side tone is the level of the operator's own voice in the headphone feed. To make it as easy as possible for you, we've even printed on the front panel underneath the encoder information on how to set these features. Now, if we take a look at the rear of the units, we can see that both have internal mains power supplies and redundant copper and fibre network interfaces. Both units can be powered by standard power over Ethernet via either of the copper network ports. The network ports can be set to work either in fully redundant mode or to work as a network switch. Now, we've come to a few exciting hidden functions which make both units incredibly powerful. So, although we have 8 key devices with 8 incoming and outgoing talkback channels, we actually have access to 32 audio channels on and off the network. 8 of the incoming channels are used as interruptible feedback or IFB circuits, which are mixed in with the 8 outgoing talkback circuits. If the associated talkback key is operated, then the IFB is automatically ducked, otherwise it's sent to the channel's output at unity gain. IFBs are a great way of distributing program or show audio to talkback circuits. One great thing with network audio is that one output can be distributed across the network to multiple inputs. For our Beatrice intercom, this means that, for example, one outgoing talkback channel could be being used by a director whilst being routed to 2 different cameramen or spot operators. Now, ideally, you'd want to return talkback audio from the cameramen or spot operators to appear on the same incoming talkback circuit. Normally, this couldn't be done as it's not possible to virtually mix in the network 2 incoming circuits. However, with the Beatrice D8 and R8, we've built in a number of fixed ratio mixers using some of the 32 audio channels available to us. This means with a Beatrice D8 or R8 unit, you can receive the 2 incoming talkback channels from the camera or spot operators, mix them together and send them to the single talkback input that you need. These inbuilt fixed ratio mixers mean that it's possible to set up simple group intercom circuits without the need of any expensive central base station. So, as mentioned earlier, the R8 has a few extra facilities on its rear panel that aren't available on the D8. There are 2 analogue audio inputs and outputs, and these are routed directly to and from the Dante network. These could be used as a generic interface to your Dante system. They can also very usefully be used as traditional 4-wire interfaces, allowing you to connect old 4-wire talkback systems within the Beatrice units. Also on the rear here, we have a balanced analogue loudspeaker output. Incidentally, there's also a network version of this if you wish to use different monitors to the front panel loudspeaker. We also have this unit link, which allows 2 R8s to be joined together on just a pair of phono cables, making a single 16-channel unit. And finally, we have a number of GPIO circuits on these D connectors, which can be used for triggering external lights or connecting external switches to, or used for cutting the internal or external loudspeaker circuits. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed this video, but just before I go, I wanted to tell you why we called our Beatrice intercom Beatrice. Now, the reason behind this name is actually because Beatrice was the love of Dante Alighieri, who met her when she was just small, and although never married her, stayed in love with her throughout her life. And we therefore hope that you too fall in love with our Beatrice. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you go and check out our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe whilst you're over there. You can also head over to www.glensound.com for more information about our other products. See you soon. Bye.